Welcome to Road Trips in Hastings County. I'm sure we all enjoy getting out into the open spaces, getting some fresh air and enjoying the beautiful countryside that we have here in Hastings County. With this in mind, the Hastings County Historical Society has created a number of road trips exploring the back roads and the hillsides and countrysides of our county, while at the same time visiting a number of historical plaques which will tell us the colorful stories of the background of the pioneer days in Hastings County. The Historical Society has created a very special website on which we've identified over 100 historical plaques from the width and breadth of Hastings County. And from these, we have created a number of itineraries where you can enjoy a pleasant day in the countryside, in the fresh air, while learning a bit about the origins of our county. Now, one of these itineraries we have entitled The Pioneer Days in Madockan area. As you can see, I'm standing beside the beautiful Moira Lake, which is at the entrance to Madoc. And in this area, there are 5 historical plaques. One of them we'd like to talk to you about today, a very special one called Gauen's Cemetery. And this has a very important place in Canadian history and of course is a very important situation for this region. We have with us today author and historian Oren French, who is going to tell us the amazing, amazing story of Gauen Cemetery.
Welcome to the farm of Henry Gauen. We're just south of Madoc. Henry Gauen was an Englishman who came here with his wife in the late 1850s, settled on a farm here just off Highway 62. You can hear the traffic in the background. And this is the farm that Henry Gauen, who was an Englishman, came to settle on with his wife Mary in the late 1850s. Now that's not a very unusual story, but how Henry got here is the most fascinating story of these plaques. But how he got here is a story of high adventure. Henry was a carpenter's mate in the Royal Navy in Britain. In 1850, his ship, the Investigator, was ordered to search for the lost Franklin expedition in the Arctic. And so they set out to do that, but they were also ordered to go to the western entrance to the Arctic and come in from that end. So to do that, they had to sail all the way south to the North Atlantic, South Atlantic, around Cape Horn, and up the west side of the Americas. So it took them from January to late summer to get to the Arctic. They got into the Arctic and promptly got stuck in the ice in Mercy Bay. And they were 2 winters in the Arctic, stuck in the ice. And finally, a ship came along and they were rescued on it. And it got stuck in the ice and they spent some more time there until a 3rd ship came along and took them back to England. Now, there was a reward waiting for any crew that went through the Northwest Passage from the west to the east. Nobody had done it before. So they got 100,000 pounds and Henry took his share. He found himself a wife named Mary and they came back to Canada and he came all the way up to St. Lawrence and up as far as Belleville and come up the road here and found himself a farm right here. So Henry became a dairy farmer and became the first president of the Ivanhoe cheese factory. And he lived to his 77th year on the farm. Unfortunately, his wife Mary died in childbirth in her 39th year. The stones in here, there's two stones. One is a gravestone for he and his wife Mary, and there's another stone marking his involvement in the McClure expedition to the Arctic. Now the Madoc Lions Club and the municipality of Centre Hastings and the Gay Leaf Foods Cooperative, which owns the Ivanhoe cheese factory now, have established this as a permanent memorial. There are a number of other sites in the area equally interesting. This one I think is one of the most fascinating ones I've found in my search of plaques in Hastings County. So, see you on the road.